Hey, Truth Seekers, welcome back. Zach here. Tomorrow, July 26th, 2015, Obama will be giving a speech in Kenya. It is his first time being in the country since becoming President of the United States. What's interesting about tomorrow is it will mark Obama's sixth year, sixth month, and sixth day in office, which began January 20th, 2009. Right now, CNN has this headline up about how Obama joked about being from Kenya, making fun of Donald Trump, who back in 2009 started the media stir by saying he had investigated and figured out Obama was not born in the United States. And look, Donald Trump is the top headline at this moment in history, playing stooge distraction for much of the gullible nation who doesn't understand that their mainstream media is completely faked and rigged. If you're new to my blog, I show how the media does everything by the numbers. Just look at what they have up right now. A very curious front page story. When the terrorists struck, showing Dick Cheney supposedly in a bunker on 9/11. What's interesting is this phrase right here has gematria of 111, and the majority of 9/11 attack was in New York, which has 111 gematria. All this stuff, so coded, Truth Seeker. Anyhow, with regards to Obama being in Kenya, notice that his father died in Kenya in 1982, which was a span of 33 years ago. And Obama, right now, joking about being from Kenya, it should be noted that Obama is supposedly from Hawaii, the 50th and final state. But there's also a Hawaii in Kenya, and Hawaii has gematria of 33. When Obama put out his book, back when he was running for president or just before he ran, in his book, he talks about how he lived in the country consecutively from the years 71 to 2004. That is a span of 33 years as well. So all this 33 coding, something not uncommon to presidents. Of the 50 United States, only 3 have a 33 name. The first, Delaware, the 6th, Massachusetts, and the 50th and final, Hawaii. The last president to die in office was John F. Kennedy from Massachusetts. Lots of 33 on that family. The name Kennedy also has gematria of 33. Several videos on that. But anyway, notice how there's all this emphasis on the word birther. Birther. Would you believe the gematria of birther, Truth Seeker? 44. Of course, Obama's the 44th president, but this is the kill number. In the history of this nation, the first president to die in office was the 9th president, William Henry Harrison, who died on April 4th, 1841. The 8th president to die in office was John F. Kennedy, who died as the 44th term president. Obama's currently the 44th president. No president has died in office since JFK. He was the 8th. The next president to die in office will be the 9th president. And think about how the first president to die in office was number 9, William Henry Harrison, the first Whig. They're hyping this as Obama's most dangerous trip yet. What I want you to notice is that he's speaking in Nairobi tomorrow. Nairobi has simple English gematria of 68, just like the name Barack Obama, which reminds of Martin Luther King Jr., who died April 4th, 4/4, 1968. Also, the date numerology for tomorrow, 7 plus 26 is 33, plus 20 is 53, plus 15 is 68. 68 is a scary number because caskets go 6 feet deep and are 8 feet long. Also, with regards to Obama and Martin Luther King Jr., Abraham Lincoln died April 15th, 65 in Ford's Theater at 7:22 in the morning. This is a date with 84 numerology. Obama has many 84 connections himself. Anyhow, Ford's Theater, where Lincoln died, was closed from 1865 until 1968, the year MLK was assassinated. It remained open until 1977, Ford's Theater, then it was closed again. It wasn't reopened until April 2nd, 2009, shortly after Obama took office. It was reopened by him and an actor playing Abraham Lincoln. Now ask yourself, what is Obama doing opening Ford's Theater, where Lincoln was assassinated, and which has an indirect connection to the assassination of Martin Luther King Jr. Another article, Obama's trip to a terror hotbed, and they're focusing on El Shabaab, which has gematria of 47, like the word president with Pythagorean. Kenya sums to 56, like president with the S exception. President in simple English gematria also sums to 110. Obama recently was at a funeral 9 days after the Charleston shooting, which happened at 110 Calhoun Street. With regards to the World Trade Centers, once upon a time they were 110 stories tall. This is a number they like to code into tragedies. And just to go back to 68, I will remind you that 911 was made the national emergency dialing code in that year. World Trade Center construction began. Space Odyssey 2001 came out, and a whole lot more. Notice that from 68 to 2001 is a span of 33 years, like how it's been 33 years since Obama's father died in Kenya. Obama's Kenyan family. The mainstream media is telling us that these are Obama's half-siblings living in Kenya. It's very obvious that Obama is much lighter than all these people. That isn't to say that these aren't truly his family, but I suspect this is all part of the hoax, all part of the fake identity that is Barack Hussein Obama. If you haven't seen my post on the Civil Rights Act, the name Barack Hussein Obama sums to 64 with Pythagorean gematria, just like civil rights sums to 64 with Pythagorean gematria. The Civil Rights Act happened in 64. Obama was elected president 44 years later, 2008, as the 44th president. Of course, MLK was the face of the Civil Rights Act, who was assassinated on 4/4. What I'm saying is Obama's name, I think he's an agent. His name is created by the numbers. They say Barack Obama's oldest brother in this picture is named Abongo, which sounds like an insulting name written by Zionists making fun of we goyim. There's also been a lot of talk about he and his sister Alma Obama. What's interesting about Alma Obama is she and Barack both have names that sum to 36. Remember, if you add 1 through 36, it sums to 666, kind of like tomorrow he's giving a speech on his 6th year, 6th month, 6th day. But both of their names sum to 68, you know, that number. And they're also referring to the vehicle he's riding in as the Beast. Beast has simple English gematria of 47. More of that 47 coding. So get this, Truth Seeker. The president of Kenya is named Uhuru Kenyatta, which sounds like a very ridiculous name. His full name, Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta, sums to 84, a number very much connected to Obama. Obama equals 84 in Jewish gematria. His birthday is 8/4, August 4th. Last year on his birthday, it was the 9th of Av. James Brady was shot and killed in the back of the head. James Brady is known for saving Ronald Reagan and got a gun bill named in his honor in the year 84. Last year, he was assassinated on Obama's birthday. Think about that. In Iraq, the president is named Jalal Talabani, an equally ridiculous name, a name that sums to 33. He's supposedly born in the year 1933. All over the world, Truth Seeker, if you look at the names of leaders, they are ridiculous names with curious gematria. Why? Because this world is under Freemason Zionist control largely. Their agents are everywhere. It is an international conspiracy. If you haven't seen my oldest video blog post, you should go back and watch the first 20 or so videos I made because I set up the foundation for all the work I've done since. If you watch those videos, it'll make a lot of this work make all the more sense. President of Kenya was born October 26th, 61. This is really interesting because October is the lone month with 33 gematria. The 26th day, 26 is the God number in gematria, and 61 is the God number in Jewish gematria. So 33, 26, 61, all numbers connected to God. It's possible this is his real birthday, or it's also possible this is part of his agent coding, because his name, like Barack Hussein Obama, seems to be equally coded. These men are born in the same year, 83 days apart, or if you count the end date, 84 days apart. And again, they both have this 84 coding. With regards to 83, the word wisdom has gematria of 83, and I bring that up because in the Bible, where 666 is mentioned, it says, let the man who has wisdom calculate the number 666, the number of the beast. And right now they're saying Obama's riding around in the beast, and he's giving a speech on this 666 day. Is it all a coincidence? I really don't think so. With regards to Kenya, they got their independence from the United Kingdom on December 12th, 1963. 63 is the year there was a major train crash in Pennsylvania, the year there was a black church bombing, kind of like the Philadelphia train crash of May 12th, kind of like the Charleston church shooting of June 17th. Also that year, JFK was assassinated, the 44th term president. The only thing missing this year to repeat that year, a presidential assassination. Notice also Kenya was declared a republic in 64, the year of the Civil Rights Act. Also concerning Truth Seeker, there's this hashtag going around on Twitter called Obamagration for his visit there. It has Pythagorean gematria of 61. Now let me remind you that on April 15th of this year, tax day, a gyrocopter landed near the White House piloted by a 61-year-old man named Doug Hughes. Doug Hughes has Pythagorean gematria of 61, and gyrocopter also sums to 61. All this 61 coding, Obama born in 61. Also, April 15th is the 105th day of the year. Zionism and Masonry both have gematria of 105. It is Zionist Masons who are behind all of this. Obama recently sung Amazing Grace at that Charleston church funeral. The man who wrote that song has an August 4th birthday like Obama, and Amazing Grace has gematria of 105. Lincoln died on the 105th day of the year, April 15th. The Titanic fully sunk, April 15th, the 105th day of the year. All this coding, Truth Seeker, it's foreshadowing what is to come, which could come as soon as tomorrow, but I suspect it won't be tomorrow. It will be later. We'll get to that. All right, Truth Seeker. So with regards to Kenya, let's go back in time and look at their history. Do you recall the Westgate shopping mall attack from September 21st to September 24th, 2013? This was blamed on Al-Shabaab, the terrorist group with the 47 gematria. There was a lot of talk of AK-47s in that story. It took place in Nairobi. Nairobi with Pythagorean gematria is 41. With Simple English 68. They used the phrase mass murder, which also has the 41 gematria. USA has gematria of 41. Wikipedia, for their picture, even uses the date of September 23rd to remind us. They said 67 people were killed. The word satanic has gematria of 67. Also, Truth Seeker, shortly after that, there was a plane crash that looked like a hoax on July 2nd, 2014. July 2nd is the anniversary of the Civil Rights Act of 64, the same year Kenya got its independence or became a republic. And we talked about how Obama has the connections to the Civil Rights Act. So what I think is this was another hoax foreshadowing what is to come in the future. More recently, there was another terror attack this year, April 2nd, 2015. 4/2 is the anniversary date of Obama reopening Ford's Theater. 42 is a number often coded on black people, especially black Americans. On April 2nd, there was this attack supposedly in Kenya, blamed on Muhammad. You know, they love to do this to us. Give us all these fake terror attacks and always say the terrorist name is Muhammad with different ridiculous spellings of the name. Like this, Muhammad. In Pythagorean gematria, that sums to 62, like Mason in Simple English gematria, Mason, Freemason. Zionism, all the same. This terror attack was in a place called Garissa, which has gematria of 74, the reflection of 47 Al-Shabaab, numbers that are coded so often into the hoaxes. The recent Charleston church shooting was all coded with 74, from shooter's name to location to the founding of the church to a whole lot more. A fellow truth seeker at the time did this. He showed how the word terror has simple English gematria of 94. And in that terror hoax that we just looked at, they said 147 people were killed. If you write out 94 and sum it, it sums to 147. Also, the 94th day of the year is April 4th, the date the first president to ever die in office died, the date MLK died. Also, this same terrorist attack where 147 people died, when the story first broke, they said 2 people were killed. Then within an hour, it jumped to 70. And then by the end of the day, it was 147. If you go back and watch my video that I did on this, I did it while it was at 70. I thought it was going to stay there. With regards to 70, what's interesting about that number is when you write it out, it sums to 110, just like the word president. And with regards to 47 and 74, the word Christian sums to 47 Pythagorean gematria. The central figure in Christianity is Jesus. Jesus sums to 74. Like cross equals 74, Jesus crucified at the age of 33. In the United States, of the 50 states, only one has a name that sums to 74. It is Oregon, the 33rd state. No doubt these numbers definitely coming from the Bible and possibly something even older than that. That Kenya school shooting, one of the headlines said, like fireworks. Perhaps that was a hint at what was to come in July. We could find out as soon as tomorrow. Also, Truth Seeker, I did a video on this when it happened last year on October 28th. The president died in the Zambian president, Michael Sata, died October 28th. What's interesting about him is he began his presidential term September 23rd, a date very much in focus. Also the date of the Nairobi attack by Al-Shabaab in 2013. Anyway, the name Michael Sata, Pythagorean gematria, sums to 47. Without the S exception, it sums to 38, like the word death. He was the founder of the Patriotic Front, which sums to 76. His birthday is July 6th, 76. Born in the year 37. His death made it so that Guy Scott became the first white president in post-apartheid Africa. Guy Scott, with some interesting gematria himself. Guy Scott's born on 6/1, June 1st, in the year 44. Just show you this again. Michael Sata became president September 23rd. I did a video on this. I thought his death was foreshadowing what was coming for Obama. There's been so many clues about Obama. He died on a date with 52 numerology. Again, it's been 52 years since 63 when JFK was assassinated, when the train crash happened, when the church bombing happened. Also this year, there's major focus on September 23rd, the date the Pope comes, the 266th Pope visiting on the 266th day. From tomorrow, July 26th, the date Obama speaks, until September 23rd when the Pope comes, is a span of 59 days. Remember, kill in Jewish gematria sums to 59, and in simple English gematria sums to 44. 59 is a number often coded on Black Americans and other black people throughout the world, throughout history. One of these, racist headlines that we saw this year was from May 9th, 5/9, when it was reported that a nation was declared Ebola-free after going 42 days without a new reported case of Ebola. So numbers of significance, numbers that sync up with tomorrow. And let us not forget, it is Obama's 6th year, 6th month, and 6th day in office. I personally suspect that tomorrow will pass without any major incident, but perhaps something happens that also foreshadows the September 23rd date. We will see. If Obama is assassinated tomorrow or fakes his death tomorrow, the incentive for that might be that it's a lot easier for the president to fake his death overseas abroad than here in the United States. And should that occur, just imagine what the headlines will be, especially when they're telling us that this is a really dangerous thing for Obama to be doing. You know, where's those terror headlines? Obama's most dangerous trip yet. Obama's trip to terror hotbed. You know, we will see, Truth Seeker. One other thing I should bring up is Boko Haram, another African terror group that they bring up a lot. I just want to let you know that Boko Haram has the simple English gematria of 84. That number coded on the president of Kenya as well as the president of the United States himself. Also, with regards to 84, it reminds me of the book 1984 by George Orwell, written shortly after World War II, about a futuristic nation that's much like the modern day United States. That book, 1984, begins on the date April 4th. April 4th, 4-4. All right, Truth Seeker. Until next time. Encore, Truth Seeker. I just got the wise idea to look at how many days it was from when Obama announced he'd be going to Kenya to his speech tomorrow, and I just found something very alarming. So look at this. This is from CNN's headline. Notice the time of 11:18. Here's the article right here in the present. CNN. President Barack Obama is making his first trip to his father's native Kenya as president this summer, the White House announced Monday, which was March 30th, 3-3. Remember, his father died 33 years ago in 82. Obama's from Hawaii, a name 33 gematria. In his book, he boasts about living in the country for 33 years straight without using the number, just saying 71 to 2004. Anyhow, Truth Seeker, this is what's really concerning. From March 30th, 2015 to tomorrow, July 26th, 2015 is exactly 118 days, 3 months and 26 days, or 16 weeks and 6 days. If you include the end date, it becomes 119 days. Kind of like 9/11 in parts of the world where they write the day before the month, it's 11/9. Berlin Wall fell November 9th, written 9/11 or 11/9. But check this out, Truth Seeker. The word death sums to 118 in Jewish gematria, and it's 118 days from when he announced to when he speaks tomorrow. And notice how in English gematria, death sums to 228. That's interesting because United States of America in simple English gematria sums to 228. This doesn't do Pythagorean gematria, otherwise you would see that it sums to 84. I'll go to a website real quick that does Pythagorean gematria just so you can see how United States of America also sums to 84, the number connected to Obama and the president of Kenya. Two nations that got their independence from the UK, right? Wink, wink, wink. Winking like Obama when he says he's from Hawaii. Anyway, there it is, Truth Seeker, 84. You can use these websites, valuable tools. But yeah, this is actually really concerning here. From the day he announced to tomorrow is 118 days, just like the word death. So we'll see. I was thinking that tomorrow would pass without incident. After making that realization, I feel a little less certain about tomorrow. Maybe we're in for the headline we've been waiting for. So that's the Encore Truth Seeker. If you find anything else curious, please share in the comments. Can't wait to hear. All right, until next time.